Hello, good morning and welcome to the AM News with me, Mapisa Sibidi. Now, first story, Parliament has adopted the Finance Minister's modifications of the 2022 budget. Ken Oforiatta, in a letter to the House, agreed to, among others, allocate about 10 million cedis for the Keta Sea Defence, revise the energy deal and also withdraw Ajapa from the budget. On the 1.75% levy, the minister added that it was still in talks with the minority for consensus on the matter. Commenting on it on the floor of the House, Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu stated that the Minority Caucus still opposes the e-levy.
Mr. Speaker, we believe that the e-levy is punitive. It will undermine our quest to grow a digital economy. Is seeking to tax transactions. Mr. Speaker, you just can imagine if remittance was sent to your mother, 1,000 Ghana, he sends 800 to a sister, 400 to a brother, 400 to another brother. All that will be taxed. Transactions will be taxed. Mr. Speaker, we are guided by the public good, and we think that monies recoverable from the Auditor General report can as well compensate for the imposition of an e-levy. So, Mr. Speaker, we on this side, we are unable to support government in its quest to impose an e-levy at 1.75% on Momo and associated transactions, including remittances and bank transactions. Therefore, we stand opposed, and at every level that e-levy is introduced, we will stand united to oppose it because it will inflict hardships on the core poor of the Ghanaian people. And we stand opposed to it, as I indicated earlier, that you don't tax capital, you tax income and.
But in a quick response, the Deputy Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Marking says all hope is not lost, as the government is still committed to dialoguing and consulting on the e-levy.
I have heard the Minority Leader, the views expressed by him for and on behalf of his group. Mr. Speaker, the beauty of democracy is to agree and disagree. And for the records, at least, he concedes that the minister has listened to all the concerns raised by the minority side and has addressed them. The sum that he addressed are very significant. The Ketu South, Keta, Alor, Enclave, the issue of tidal wave, and the desire of the people to have that infrastructure done to save lives and property. At least he has committed himself to this, and I think it's a good news for the people in the area. Mr. Speaker, on the e-levy, yes, we respect their views, but the minister has indicated there are two important things that they seek to do. I believe that in the final analysis, it is how this is applied that would matter. And he has even assured that he is going to continue with the consultations and engagement. We are of the view that the whole essence of democracy is not to shut the door, but to open it up for continuous engagement. Mr. Speaker, having said this, I would want to assure our colleagues on the other side that we may be emotional at times, we may disagree and be at each other's throats at times, but in the final analysis, we are ready to work together for the sake of Mother Ghana.
Away from Parliament, police in the Greater Accra region are on a manhunt for persons suspected to have burnt down parts of a newly built police station at Tebibimiam. The station, which was expected to be the district headquarters for the Ga South municipality, was torched by unknown persons just days before its commissioning. Joy News sources say, but for the timely intervention of the youth in the area, the entire building would have been razed. Mano Kranting of our security desk visited the scene, and here's his reports.
What's the date of the letter?
On the scene, interrogations being conducted by personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service in one of the now burnt offices of the newly built Tebibimiam police station. It is suspected to have been set ablaze by an unknown arsonist just days before its official commissioning on December 1, 2021. This is part of preliminary assessment since the fire occurred 10 days ago.
The entire ceiling has been touched. We're having remnants of the furniture in here also having been burnt down. The wall, has been blackened from the smoke, the thick smoke that engulfed this entire room.
Assemblyman for Kweku Pamfo electoral area, Jonas Tenge, explains how the station was to keep a leash on a series of violent crimes in the area.
The security issue is not good over here. We have the issues of Langard, Sanwini, and I can also say that even killing of human being, it occurred twice. The first one occurred somewhere 2011, and recently 2019, they killed somebody over here. But you will be there, and then people will come and attack a community, and then they will beat them. So because of that, we call on the municipal to commission this police station for us. And
many of the residents here are shaken. They do not know what or who will be the next victim.
We are all afraid because all of us we are inside. The reason why I'm afraid is my shop is very near to the police station. If people can burn the police station, they can also come and burn my shop because we don't know what we do to them.
Some killing around this Kweku Pamfo. We fall on Amasaman before they came and took the dead body. So that was the reason why we thought if the police station, which is our security to benefit, and even it means some people don't want the police station to come on. It means we are in danger.
While they call for speedy investigations into the case, they want the municipal assembly to expedite measures towards operationalizing the station.
Yeah, I want the authorities to turn their attention quickly for the repair of the police station. And when anything happens, something happened to you, the only place we can access the police is Ama, Samai, and Sawam, Kaswa, and probably Bojuase. And when something happened to you right now, to even get a vehicle to get to that place is not easy. So for this thing to be open and be used, will go a long way to help with the people here.
Have also experienced robbery issues and other domestic violence and things like that. Yes, people have been killed here. I witnessed one myself that was dumped just here. There's a garden here. It's a school garden, our school farm. They dumped the person, then vital parts of that person was taken away. So I think all these things call for the police station. So we'll plead with them. They shouldn't look at what has happened and come to our aid and then help the community.
Ceiling falling and net to the window peeling off. That's what's left with the most affected room in the suspected case of arson at the police station of Tebibimiam. After waiting for close to a decade for this police station to be completed, they would have to endure a bit more until investigations are completed and a refurbishment undertaken. Reporting for Joy News, my name is Manuel Kranting.
And in the Ashanti region, according to the World Health Organization, over 60 million people in Africa have hepatitis B. Now, more than 60,000 people die annually from the disease. Beyond the high cost of treatment, the drugs are less accessible and come with many side effects. Fortunately, some Ghanaian scientists are exploring cheaper sources of treatments that are less toxic and readily available. They've successfully been able to completely cure a hepatitis B patient with a locally made FDA-approved anti-malarial drug known as Nibimba. In a finding contained in the journal Scientific African Joy News. Joy News medical reporter Dr. Netta Praswan has more in this report.
Individuals with chronic hepatitis B infection are at risk of liver disease and a type of liver cancer known as hepatocellular carcinoma. Fortunately, hepatitis B screening, vaccination and treatment are increasingly available in many government and private health facilities. 3-dose vaccination costs 40 Ghana cedis per dose. If infected, the medication for the 6-month treatment also costs 80 Ghana cedis per month. These costs are not covered by the National Health Insurance Program, and of course, many can't afford. Professor Mohammed Mutucello is a virologist at KNUST and member of the research team.
Currently, for hepatitis B, for chronic hepatitis B viral infection, there are an array of drugs approved for treatment and management. There are 7 of them. In this country, currently, what is largely used is tenofovir. And these are what we call directly acting antivirals. There are others as well, like the interferon base, which are also expensive. Both tenofovir and interferon based drugs are quite expensive. For instance, the tenofovir that's largely used, the person has to buy it. Then normally they are prescribed together with hepatoprotective drugs such as Hepatovite for 6 months. And when we worked out, you would be spending approximately or at least 1,000 Ghana cedis for the first 6 months. And they have side effects.
Nibimba is a plant commonly found in the Kwewu Mountains. It contains a substance known as cryptolepin, which has been found to be effective against malaria and recently COVID-19. Reverend Professor Charles Ansah of the Department of Pharmacology, KNUST, has been working on cryptolepin for some time now.
But that is not the only action of cryptolepin. I call it a wonder drug. It is used in inflammation. It is an antibacterial agent. It is an anti-cancer agent. It is an anxiogenic, and a lot of other properties of this particular plant. So if you are using it for a particular disease, we also know that these are some of the properties of the plant.
Professor Mohammed Mutucello and his PhD student Seth Ejie-Dumfe initially found the success of cryptolepin against hepatitis B virus in a test tube experiment. To translate the findings into clinical care, a 49-year-old male patient with a history of chronic hepatitis B infection was given Nibimba for 6 months in a case study. The viral load, blood, kidney, and liver functions were assessed. After 6 months of Nibimba therapy, the hepatitis B viral load of the patient reduced by 99%.
And so we thought that the government should probably come in to assist us with a clinical trial before this can be rolled out. You know, this is an FDA-approved drug for malaria.
Happily, the scientists found no reported defects in the blood, liver, and kidney functions within the 6 months of Nibimba therapy. Seth Ejie-Dumfe is lead scientist.
And we look at the markers, and they all fall within their ranges. We are normal range that being accepted. So the values where they are measured at baseline, at 3 months and 6 months, they were within their normal ranges, which means that the drug had no effect on the kidneys, on the liver, and also on the bone marrow.
So there you have it, an affordable and easily accessible treatment for hepatitis B. However, do not abuse. I'm Dr. Netta Pashram reporting for Joy News.
In our last story, local National Union of Ghana students, president of the Simon Daidong Dombo University of Integrated Business and Development Studies, Kwesi Majid, is calling on various labor unions to suspend the strike or they will advise themselves. He says the action has left the students stranded and confused. Rafiq Salam reports.
It is day 2 of the industrial strike embarked on by the various labor unions at the Simon Daidong University of Business and Development Studies. This is the second time in almost 3 weeks the staff at the university have embarked on a strike on delayed payment of their salaries by the university management. SDDU-based secretary of the University Teachers Association UTAG, Dr. Elijah Yendao, explained why they're staying off from the lecture halls.
A number of pacts or agreements have been signed with management over the period, and many at times management normally disappoint some or in a way violate or infringe on some of these agreements. And so this may even be the third or fourth agreement that we sign with management, and they have often promised to ensure that workers' salaries are paid on time. But what do we see? We are on the, today's what, 7th, am I right? Today's 7th. Staff of UBs haven't been paid. What are we talking about?
November, October.
November salaries. November salaries have not been paid. So what are we talking about? Look at the suffering. How do you expect staff to come to work? How will they get money to fuel their vehicles, their motorbikes, and whatever to come and work? It's not possible. So let's just get it right. Until management fixes it, there's no way staff will come to work. No.
To add more pepper to the wounds, and that warranted the latest strike action, is a blatant and laconic bravery displayed by management of the university in refusing to adhere to an agreement at a meeting with the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, to go for bank overdrafts to pay for their salaries.
GTEC and other stakeholders directed the two vice chancellors, Navrongo and then Wa, to come back and make arrangement with banks to get overdraft of soft loans to pay their staff. Navrongo vice chancellor, who was the one even opposing the move to take any overdraft facility, came home and quickly implemented the GTEC directive. As we speak, Navrongo staff have been paid on the 30th of November. What do we see on SDDUB's campus? Nothing is going on. I think they secured approval only on the 30th of November and called a meeting to meet labor unions on the 30th of November. And this meeting was GTEC took place on the 19th of November. So from 19th to 30th, what was happening?
And that's it for the AM News. For more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Mapita Sibiri.